Now let's try to summarize all the important points that we have studied in this chapter. So, the abscissa and ordinate of a given point are the distances of the point from the y-axis and the x-axis respectively. So we can say that abscissa is the distance of any point from the y-axis and ordinate of any point is the distance of this point from the x-axis. The second is the coordinates of any point on the x-axis are of the form x, 0. Why? Because the ordinate or the y-coordinate of such a point would be equal to 0, and so the coordinates of any point on the x-axis are of the form of x, 0. The third is the coordinates of any point on the y-axis are of the form 0, y. So if any point lies on the y-axis, then of course the x-coordinate of such a point would be equal to 0, and thus the point would be of the form 0, y. The fourth is the distance between the points P x1 y1 and Q x2 y2 is given by under root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So this is known as the distance formula, and it helps us to calculate the distance between 2 points. The first point being x1 y1 and the second point being x2 y2, and this is equal to under root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. The fifth is the coordinates of any point which divides a join of the points x1 y1 and x2 y2 internally in the ratio of m is to n are mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n, comma my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. So this is known as the internal division formula, and it says that if any point divides 2 points x1 y1 and x2 y2 in the ratio of m is to n internally, then the x coordinate of such a point is given by mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n, and the y coordinate of such a point is given by my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. So based on this internal division formula, the coordinates of the midpoint of the line joining 2 points x1 y1 and x2 y2 is given by x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. This is because your m is equal to n equal to 1. So when we put m equal to 1 and n equal to 1, we get the coordinates of the midpoint as x1 plus x2 by 2, y1 plus y2 by 2. Now, the coordinates of the centroid of a triangle formed by the points A, which is x1 y1, B x2 y2, and C, which is x3 y3 are x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. So if we have any triangle ABC with the coordinates as x1 y1, x2 y2 and x3 y3, then the coordinates of the centroid of such a triangle are given by x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 and y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. The eighth point is the area of a triangle formed by the points A with the coordinates as x1 y1, B with the coordinates as x2 y2, and C with the coordinates as x3 y3 is given by 1 by 2 into x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2. Or we can write this as 1 by 2 into x1 y2 plus x2 y3 plus x3 y1 minus x1 y3 plus x2 y1 plus x3 y2. So if we have a triangle ABC with the coordinates as x1 y1, x2 y2 and x3 y3, then the area of triangle formed by these coordinates is given by this formula. And the last point is, if the points A with the coordinates as x1 y1, B with the coordinates as x2 y2 and C with the coordinates as x3 y3 are collinear, then x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2 is equal to 0. This we get because if 3 points are collinear, then that means that we cannot form a triangle using these 3 points, and so the area of such a triangle would be actually equal to 0. Thus if we equate this expression to 0, then we get the value of x1 into y2 minus y3 plus x2 into y3 minus y1 plus x3 into y1 minus y2 equal to 0. So this is the condition for 3 points A, B, C to be collinear. So this was all about coordinate geometry. So coordinate geometry forms the interface that helps us to study algebra using geometry and geometry using algebra. I really hope that you enjoyed studying this chapter. For more clarity, try to solve as many problems as you can. And for more doubts, you can contact us. Thank you.